I'm Andy Beningo, and I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been to some pretty cool places, and have worked with some pretty cool people. This is my life on the road. There's nobody on the road but me. So this is the part of the business that not a lot of people see. It is currently 2:47 a.m. I'm driving from my house down to Detroit Metro Airport, which is about an hour and 40 minutes. Hopping on a 6 o'clock in the morning flight, flying from Detroit to Houston. I have a little bit of a layover in Houston, and then flying from Houston to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I have 4 shows and 4 nights in 4 different cities. Once I get to Albuquerque, picking up a rental car and driving about 3 hours to get to my first show. All in all, it'll be a 15-hour travel day. There are 2 things that I hate: getting up early and flying. Traveling with me this week is my good friend Bill Boronkay. In addition to being one of the funniest stand-up comedians that I know, he's the host of Fox Sports' new show, Cruise In, a show about cars. You would think a guy that hosts a show about cars would rent something cooler than a VW Beetle.
We can't figure out how to get into the trunk. I think we're off to a good start. German engineering. This is what led them to lose 2 world wars. But I got it figured out. Okay, I can't get it to adjust up.
Before becoming a stand-up comedian, Bill had a very successful career as a sports broadcaster in Cleveland, Ohio. He racked up several Emmy Awards for his work and even got an audition with ESPN. So you had an audition at ESPN?
I did. I came in second.
Second place, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good,
I
right?
lost out to John Anderson.
That's good.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought, next time they need a dorky white guy, they'll call me.
Yeah, right.
And
you got that covered.
That's what I thought. But it took me a year to find out why I didn't get the job. And they said it was looks are a concern.
So they actually said that to you?
I think the phrasing was, we're concerned about his look. So you really shouldn't enjoy that.
No, I'm sorry. I can't believe they were that on it. Well,
but it took a year.
Yeah.
To find that out. They say that they tell my agent that I look like a Muppet.
You look like a Muppet? Well, it had to have been at least one of the cool ones, like Animal or something, right?
No, the 2 old guys in the balcony.
The 2 old guys, yeah. There's a lot of goofy guys on ESPN. You should reapply.
You really enjoyed that, didn't you? Andy, if I was at ESPN, would I be in a rented VW Beetle?
In the middle of the desert.
In the middle of New Mexico, in the middle of a desert that apparently has a flood. I'm just kind of rethinking life right now. We drove 3 hours from Albuquerque to Mescalero, New Mexico, where we performed at the Inn of the Mountain Gods, and we checked into one of the coolest hotels I've ever stayed in. But wait till you see this view outside, man. We have this really nice balcony room. Check this out. It's unbelievable. This place is awesome. We had a fun show at the Inn of the Mountain Gods, stopped at the buffet, ate too much at the buffet, and then drove 3 hours to Bernalillo, New Mexico, where we performed at the Santa Ana Star Casino. The Santa Ana Star Casino is definitely a great venue to perform at. The show was completely sold out, and backstage we were treated to one of the coolest looking green rooms in show business. Bill was excited to be working on some new material, and he went up first.
Go. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for Mr. Bill Boronkay. Have fun, brother.
It's easy to have fun when you're performing in a venue that looks like this, a 300-seat theater with balcony. Bill went up and absolutely crushed.
I'm not sure, but I don't think I bombed. And now I've really got a lot of things to think about.
The next morning, we drove about 2 hours to our next show, but we ran into one of the weirdest signs I've ever seen on the road. Between Carrizozo and San Antonio, subject to closure due to missile firing. He said, how dangerous are these roads that you're just driving? All of a sudden, an F-15 comes flying over you, dropping missiles on the freeway. You just see these burning pickup trucks on the side of the road. Oh no, the missile firing!
I don't remember that happening in Breaking Bad.
Luckily, Bill rented a fast enough rental car, and we had no problems making it safely to our last two shows, which were two private events in Albuquerque and Bernalillo. It wrapped up the end of a great week.
Well, dude, it was fun working with you again this week.
Yeah, it's nothing like spending 5 days locked in a car with you.
You're just mad because you look like a Muppet. If you enjoyed this week's episode, make sure you click the subscribe button to watch upcoming episodes of On the Road with Andy Beningo. If you enjoyed this week's guest, make sure you head over to www.billboro.com. And as always, you can find my stand-up clips and tour schedule at andybeningo.com.